Breaking, did Malcolm-Jamal Warner really meet a tragic accident, or is there something darker lurking behind that lakeside fall? Y'all, grab your popcorn because what we're about to uncover isn't just drama, it's a full-blown Hollywood horror show disguised as a tragic mishap. Are we talking a clumsy slip or a meticulously planned setup straight out of a thriller? And let's be real, who shows up at a private lakeside meeting with fake tears and designer bags acting like grief is a fashion statement? Someone's lying, and honey, the internet isn't whispering anymore, it's screaming. Sources are buzzing, insiders are whispering, and the clips just leaked online are blowing the official story to bits. You know the kind: polished PR statements, a heartbroken crowd, and everyone pretending nothing happened. But what if the truth is far juicier, far messier, and far more sinister than anyone dares admit? Was Malcolm-Jamal Warner cornered, manipulated, or even pushed, and if so, by who and why? Stick around, because what you're about to see will make you question everything you thought you knew about Hollywood, fame, and the people hiding in plain sight. This isn't just a story. This is the scandal of the year. Listen up, because what you are about to hear is so shocking, so twisted, that even Hollywood would pause in disbelief. And it all revolves around Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the man who, for decades, played the image of calm, collected, and wholesome, now caught in a storm of scandal, betrayal, and chaos that no script could have prepared you for. The question that everyone is asking is simple yet terrifying: was his so-called tragic accident really an accident? Or was there a calculated plan lurking beneath this serene lakeside backdrop that everyone wanted us to believe was harmless? According to anonymous insiders who risk everything just to whisper the truth, Malcolm was not at that lakeside gathering for a casual hangout or friendly reconciliation as some reports suggested. He was there because tension had been boiling. For weeks, maybe even months, a simmering pot of jealousy, hidden grudges, and secrets so volatile that anyone in the wrong position could have become collateral damage. And it seems, sadly, that Malcolm found himself in exactly that wrong place, at exactly the wrong time. Sources claim there were at least 6 key figures present during the gathering, individuals Malcolm trusted or thought he could trust. But as every dramatic tale teaches us, trust is often the first casualty when secrets collide, and this night was no exception, because behind the smiles, the polite gestures, and the supposed peace talks, there was a storm brewing. A storm that exploded faster than anyone could predict. And it all started with the subtle, almost imperceptible power plays, the sideways glances, and whispered threats that hinted at something darker, something far more sinister than a simple disagreement. One source, speaking on the condition of anonymity, revealed that in the hours leading up to the incident, Malcolm had been pacing, phone glued to his ear, muttering phrases that sent chills down anyone who heard them. Phrases like, "I can't do this anymore, I don't trust her," a line that reeks of paranoia, premonition, and dread, the kind of line that makes you ask yourself whether he already knew what fate had in store. And that line was more than a hint, it was a warning, a red flag waving violently in a calm-seeming world that was anything but calm. And it was exactly in that charged environment that Cheeky made her appearance. The woman whose public display of grief at the aftermath has people talking and speculating endlessly, draped in designer fabrics, crying with such intensity that one might assume she was genuinely heartbroken. But insiders say those tears were not for Malcolm. They were the kind of calculated, caught in the act tears that make you wonder what she was really feeling when the cameras weren't rolling. Because someone who collapses dramatically over a coffin and mutters, "I didn't mean to," while looking directly into the lens is rarely just overcome with sorrow, she's signaling guilt. And the internet, of course, noticed. Because nothing escapes the scrutiny of social media sleuths who are combing through every frame, every clip, and every photograph in search of the truth. And honey, what they found does not match the official narrative, because the narrative we were fed, polished and neat, suggested a tragic accident, an unfortunate slip near the water, a fall that ended a life far too soon. But the leaked footage tells a story that is both more chaotic and far more deliberate, showing Malcolm in the middle of a confrontation that escalates at a terrifyingly fast pace, a confrontation involving shoves, screams, and a sudden shocking aggression that culminates in him being pushed toward the water's edge. The push itself captured in grainy detail, the shove deliberate, forceful, unmistakable, and immediately followed by a chilling call to leave things as they are, a command that makes anyone watching wonder who had the power, the audacity, and the motive to orchestrate such a scene. And why? Because the people present, Some in the foreground, some in the shadows, were caught on camera doing everything but helping. Filming, shouting, watching, frozen witnesses to a calamity that unfolded like a nightmare and left Malcolm vulnerable in a way that no one should ever be. And the build-up to this moment is just as sinister, because sources reveal a tangled web of rivalries, grievances, and personal vendettas, including disputes over money, broken promises, and professional jealousies, the kind of drama that festers quietly before erupting in a violent public display. And Malcolm was reportedly aware of the danger, aware enough to warn friends and family, yet caught in a perfect storm of manipulation, betrayal, and circumstance, a storm that would ultimately claim his life in a way that looks accidental only until you watch the footage and listen to the whispers from those who know the truth. And as if the tension wasn't enough, the night leading up to the incident reportedly involved cryptic messages, threats, and an atmosphere so charged with fear and suspicion that anyone could feel it, a pressure cooker environment that made a tragic outcome almost inevitable. And as Malcolm tried to mediate between conflicting parties, his attempts at peace were met with aggression and resentment, with hands grabbing, voices yelling, and accusations flying faster than anyone could react, creating a chain of events that spiraled out of control in seconds. A chain reaction of chaos where one shove led to another, one scream provoked a panic, and the intended calm of the lakeside meeting dissolved into a spectacle of fear and violence. While cameras, phones, and onlookers captured every moment, the footage now circulating online blowing the official story to pieces, proving that this was no simple accident, proving that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's fall was a result of human intention and not random chance. And as the dust settles, the implications are staggering because the people involved are still in the shadows, identities partially revealed, motivations murky, and the trail of digital evidence both damning and tantalizing, leaving social media fans and amateur investigators scrambling to piece together what happened, who was responsible, and how a man known for his composure and calm could end up in a situation so violent, so meticulously orchestrated, and so tragically final. Because this story, honey, is not just about one moment. It is about a build-up of envy, power, deception, and human flaw, all converging at the worst possible time. And it raises questions that no one has answers to yet. Questions about trust, betrayal, greed, and the lengths people will go to protect their secrets. Questions that demand we watch every clip, analyze every movement, and dissect every reaction in pursuit of a truth that is as messy as it is undeniable. A truth that changes the narrative from tragic accident to calculated disaster, leaving viewers shocked, horrified, and hooked all at once. The chaos that unfolded at the lake did not start in a vacuum, and it did not end with a fall. Malcolm-Jamal Warner had been navigating a web of conflicts that few outside his inner circle even suspected existed, and sources say that the night of the incident, tensions were at their absolute peak, a volatile mix of unresolved grievances, simmering rivalries, and hidden agendas all converging in one moment that would change everything. Eyewitnesses claim the drama began with a heated discussion, words exchanged so sharp they cut through the calm evening air, accusations flying faster than anyone could process, and phones out capturing every second as if the world needed proof of the unraveling. While Malcolm tried desperately to mediate, his hands raised in a plea for reason, telling those around him to stop before it spiraled out of control. Yet even his calm demeanor could not halt what had been set in motion, because once jealousy and vengeance are unleashed, they spread like wildfire, and that night, fire was all around him. Insiders say the confrontation was between multiple parties with stakes so high they would make a Hollywood thriller look tame, including disputes over money that reportedly vanished, promises that were broken, and reputations on the line. A mix of personal and professional entanglements that turned a meeting meant to squash tensions into a perfect storm of human emotion and recklessness. And while some participants claimed they were trying to de-escalate, footage shows that actions spoke louder than words, with shoves, lunges, and aggressive grabs creating a chain reaction that Malcolm was trapped in the middle of. A peacemaker caught in a maelstrom he could not control. The leaked video, now circulating widely despite attempts to remove it, paints a chilling picture, one that contradicts every official statement, showing Malcolm being pushed toward the water, a shove so deliberate and forceful it leaves no room for misinterpretation. And as he stumbled, the voices of those around him can be heard, some yelling warnings, others laughing or filming, capturing a tragedy with the casual detachment of someone watching a soap opera unfold in real time, a spectacle that underscores just how premeditated and intense the situation had become. Because this was not a simple accident, this was the culmination of days, weeks, even months of tension that had been building in the shadows, and now it was all out in the open. Social media erupted the moment the clips surfaced, with fans, amateur detectives, and true crime enthusiasts dissecting every frame, analyzing body language, hand placement, and eye contact, piecing together a narrative that authorities had been slow to acknowledge, and the public reaction was swift, furious, and insistent, demanding answers and accountability. Because the footage suggests that those present were more interested in documenting the chaos than preventing it, a shocking reflection of human nature when confronted with danger, celebrity, and scandal all at once. And as people watch, speculation ran wild, theories ranging from revenge plots to corporate conspiracies to deeply personal vendettas, each more outlandish than the last, yet all plausible when you consider the layers of deception and betrayal that insiders claim existed. Sources claim that in the days leading up to the incident, Malcolm had received cryptic warnings and direct threats, messages so precise that they could only have come from someone intimately familiar with his movements and his circle, a level of forewarning that suggests he knew the danger but had no way to avoid it, and that tension permeates the footage, visible in his gestures, his cautious glances, and the way he positions himself between conflicting parties, a calm center in a storm of human emotion that ultimately failed to protect him. Adding to the intrigue, anonymous sources claim lavish spending and behind-the-scenes manipulation that fueled the animosity, parties using money, influence, and strategic alliances to pressure Malcolm and those around him, creating a toxic environment where one misstep could trigger disaster, and the lake scene was that misstep, a convergence of opportunity, motive, and chaos that ended in tragedy. Public reaction has not been subtle, with social media threads overflowing with outrage at the apparent inaction of those present, outrage at the delay in emergency response, and outrage at the sanitized version of events presented in initial reports, because the footage tells a story of deliberate human action, not clumsiness or accident, and fans have demanded investigations, resignations, and answers, pressuring authorities to take the leaked evidence seriously and confront the possibility that Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death may have been preventable or worse, orchestrated. Adding fuel to the fire are alleged confessions and commentary from those close to the scene, snippets of conversations, whispered admissions, and cryptic social media posts that only deepen the mystery, hinting at motives, rivalries, and secrets that authorities have yet to publicly acknowledge, a tangled web that paints a portrait of betrayal, greed, and human failure at the highest levels. And through it all, Malcolm remains at the center, a figure of tragedy caught between ambition, loyalty, and danger, the victim of circumstances he tried to manage, the person who became a symbol of everything that goes wrong when trust is violated. And human nature is left unchecked, and as the clips continue to circulate, more questions emerge than answers, each revelation more shocking than the last. As the world watches a tragedy that feels scripted, cinematic, and utterly real, a tale of ambition, envy, and betrayal that unfolds not on a set but in real life, with consequences that will reverberate for years to come, leaving audiences stunned, horrified, and desperate to know what truly happened that night. And as the evidence mounts, the line between accident and intention blurs, demanding scrutiny, analysis, and the relentless pursuit of truth, because nothing about this night was ordinary, and nothing about the fallout will be ordinary either. The fallout from that night has only intensified as more details emerge and social media detectives continue to piece together the puzzle. Because the story of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death is no longer just about a single moment near the lake. It is about a cascade of actions, choices, and hidden motives that led to a tragedy that could have been avoided, and the people who were there are now under intense scrutiny, their every move, text, and social media posts being analyzed for clues, with rumors of secret meetings, hidden agendas, and deliberate manipulation dominating online discussions. And according to sources close to the situation, the night before the incident, Malcolm had expressed extreme unease, pacing outside, phone glued to his ear, whispering phrases that suggested he knew something catastrophic was about to happen. And if that was not alarming enough, insiders revealed that there had been weeks of tension, heated exchanges, and even threats made to him directly, messages so specific that they could only have come from someone close, someone who knew exactly where he would be, a fact that now casts a chilling light on the events at the lake. Because what appears to outsiders as a tragic accident begins to look more like a premeditated setup, a careful orchestration of circumstances that left him vulnerable at the worst possible time, and the leaked footage confirms this suspicion, showing a deliberate shove, the expressions of the people around him, and the chaotic energy that turned a gathering meant to reconcile into a full-blown nightmare. Public reaction has been explosive, with fans, true crime enthusiasts, and internet sleuths combing every frame, slowing down the footage, pausing for micro-expressions, and examining body language, creating a virtual investigation that challenges the initial narrative. And online, people are not holding back, calling out names, speculating motives, and demanding justice because when you watch the video, it is impossible to argue that this was a harmless slip or accident. It screams intent, and the internet has noticed every detail, from the way Malcolm positions himself as the peacemaker to the moment the shove occurs and the hurried retreat of certain figures disappearing from the scene as if they knew the consequences of their actions. Meanwhile, authorities are reportedly moving slowly, allegedly reviewing surveillance footage, witness statements, and digital evidence, but online communities have already pieced together timelines, identified multiple individuals, and highlighted inconsistencies between official reports and the footage, creating a pressure cooker of public scrutiny that no PR statement can contain. And according to sources, investigators are now considering the possibility of foul play, because the evidence is stacking up, from threats received by Malcolm to eyewitness accounts that contradict the story of a simple accident, to the suspicious behavior of those present both before and after the incident, including the disposal of personal items and hurried departures, actions that now appear calculated rather than coincidental. Adding to the drama are alleged communications between the individuals present, snippets of text messages, voicemail recordings, and cryptic social media posts suggesting pre-existing grievances and deliberate planning, details that only deepen the mystery and raise more questions about who was responsible, who enabled the situation, and why it escalated to a fatal outcome. Because every clue points to a network of relationships and tensions that were far more dangerous than anyone could have predicted, and Malcolm, caught in the middle, was tragically unprepared to defend himself against such coordinated chaos. Social media remains a battleground, with hashtags, video breakdowns, TikTok analyses, and Reddit investigations dissecting every second of the footage, creating a digital dossier that contrasts sharply with the carefully curated statements of witnesses and official reports. And fans continue to express outrage, calling for accountability and justice, demanding that the individuals captured in the footage be questioned and investigated, because it is no longer acceptable to accept the original narrative as truth, when the evidence paints a much darker picture, a picture where a man's death was avoidable, and where human malice and poor judgment intersected in a way that left nothing to chance. Meanwhile, the legacy of Malcolm-Jamal Warner is being reevaluated in real time, with discussions about his career, reputation, and final projects now entwined with speculation about the forces that contributed to his death. Because this story is not just a scandal, it is a cautionary tale about ambition, trust, and betrayal, and how the most public figures can be the most vulnerable when hidden dynamics take control. And as more witnesses come forward, some anonymously, others in carefully worded statements, the narrative continues to shift, adding layers of complexity and suspense, because each revelation raises new questions, exposes new relationships, and highlights new motives, making it increasingly clear that this was no accident, no tragic slip, but a sequence of events orchestrated by human hands with intent, all converging in a single catastrophic night, leaving the world to grapple with the shocking reality that a star known for his composure and integrity could be ensnared in such a deadly web of deception, betrayal, and violence. And as the evidence mounts, public demand for accountability and transparency grows louder, and Malcolm-Jamal Warner's story now serves as a stark reminder that behind the curated images of celebrity life lies a complex, often dangerous world where trust is scarce, motives are hidden, and every action can have irreversible consequences. Because this was not just a night of chaos, it was the culmination of secrets, lies, and human error, a night that will be dissected, debated, and remembered for years to come. Now, let's pause and really think about what we've just uncovered, because this isn't just gossip. This is a story that challenges everything we thought we knew about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's final moments, and the questions are piling up faster than anyone can scroll through social media. Who pushed him? Who stood by and did nothing? And most importantly, who benefits from the truth staying buried? The answers aren't coming from the official channels, that much is clear, so it's up to all of us to stay alert, watch closely, and dig deeper. Because every frame of footage, every leaked message, every cryptic post could hold the key to unlocking what really happened. And here's where you come in, because we need your eyes, your theories, your observations, and your voice. Drop your thoughts in the comments, tag anyone you think might know more. Share this video with your network, and let's shine a light on the shadows hiding the truth. Hit that like button if you're ready to demand answers. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss the next revelation, and smash that notification bell. Because in this story, secrets don't stay buried. They explode, and you won't want to miss a second of what's coming next. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay tuned.